Hi everyone, how are you today? This is going to be a follow-up video to my video on Eugene Onegin. I wanted to review this translation by Anthony Briggs, published by Pushkin Press. If you'll have watched my other video, you know I'm a huge fan of Eugene Onegin, or Yevgeny Onegin, and have been wanting to read all of the English translations over the course of several years. So this was the latest one that was new to me, and I had pretty high hopes for it. I believe it's pretty well rated. I've heard this introduction is really good, but I'll be honest, I didn't read it. I like to skip straight to the story. So this translation, I'm going to be comparing it with my favorite translation, which is James Phelan's. Let me just give you some thoughts on this right off the bat. This translation is very modern, very punchy, and a little bit edgy. Like he does use some modern vocabulary and just things that were not necessarily said back in the early 1800s. And at first that kind of turned me off because when it comes to translations, I really prefer them to be true to the era of when they were written, not when it was translated, for obvious reasons. And some of his word choices are a little awkward because of the rhyming that he's trying to do. However, after I made it through the first couple of chapters, I really got drawn into this translation because it's highly emotional, even compared to the other ones. And because he doesn't hold back any punches, it just hits you instantly. Like, there's really few dull moments in this translation. You know, some of the translations, when it comes to Pushkin's monologues and social commentary, they can get kind of dry, but this one, I felt like it kept moving, and I thought it was one of the most emotional readings of this book that I've yet had. I guess for that reason, it kind of felt like reading a different or new book. So I think what I'll do is read a few stanzas and compare them to Phelan's translation. But yeah, overall, I would say, I'm not sure I would recommend this as an introductory translation, but I don't know. If you like more contemporary translations, this might be a good entry point for you, especially if you might get bogged down by the more traditional ones. And by no means is this like completely modern from cover to cover. There's plenty of old-timey rhymes and words in this as well. It's just that he kind of uses everything that works for him. Okay, so Phelan, let's see what we've got here. Okay, so the first one I'll read, I guess, is from chapter 6. Let me see where I have it marked here. Okay, chapter 6. This is when Onegin is dancing with Tatiana's sister Olga and just creating a big scene. That brusque arrival unexpected, that momentary tender glance, the strange way Olga was directed, all this struck Tanya like a lance, piercing the soul. He is a person she cannot fathom, which is worsened by jealous anguish deep inside, that hurts like a cold hand applied to squeeze her heart, as if black, hellish torrents were roaring far below. I'll perish, Tanya said, although for him it will feel good to perish. Can I complain? No, I confess, he couldn't bring me happiness. So that is Briggs, and in Phelan, it goes like this. His unexpected reappearance, that momentary tender look, the strangeness of his interference with Olga, all confused and shook Tatiana's soul. His true intention remained beyond her comprehension, and jealous anguish pierced her breast as if a chilling hand had pressed her heart, as if in awful fashion a rumbling black abyss did yawn. "I'll die," she whispers to the dawn, "but death from him is sweet compassion. Why murmur vainly? He can't give the happiness for which I live." So, again, I kind of prefer Phelan here because it is more traditional sounding, just a bit more traditional. But there's nothing wrong with Briggs' translation of that. And honestly, this particular passage isn't that anachronous either, so that was good. Here's one I really liked. This was, let's see. This was chapter 5, I believe. No, also chapter 6. Stanza 44. "I know new voices and new yearnings, and sorrows new I also know, but these desires are hopeless journeys, and sorrows old, I miss them so. O dreams, my dreams, where is your sweetness? Whence comes your hackneyed rhyme, your fleetness? Must I at last confront the truth, that faded garland of my youth? Can it be true that in reality, as fancy elegies might say, my springtime days have flown away, as I once said with jocularity? Can those days never be resumed, and am I to turn 30 soon?" In Phelan, let's see here. "I've learned the voice of new desires and come to know I've learned the voice of new desires and come to know a new regret. The first within me light no fires, and I lament old sorrows yet. O dreams, where has your sweetness vanished? And where has youth, glib rhyme, been banished? Can it be true its bloom has passed, has withered now at last? Can it be true my heydays ended, all elegiac play aside? All elegiac that now indeed my spring has died, as I in jest so oft pretended, and is there no return of youth? Shall I be 30 soon, in truth?" Yeah, so that one was a little harder to read, at least for me. But yeah, it's a good comparison. So yeah, those are some comparisons of the two. I can probably find some more anachronous ones. Well, I showed one earlier, but yeah, like who shall be loved, who can be trusted, with whom do we risk no betrayal? Who weighs our words and deeds adjusted obligingly to our own scale? Who never blackens us with slander? Who's there to coddle us and pander? Who sees our sins as not too bad? Who will not bore us, drive us mad? Stop your vain search for lost illusions. You're wasting all your strength and health. The one to love is you yourself. You are, good reader, in conclusion, a worthy subject, we insist, for no one kindlier exists. He just sneaks in some rather anachronous phrases, but the way he does it, it kind of works. I don't know. I'm still a little torn about that, but it's overall I thought it was impactful. So that was the Anthony Briggs translation of Eugene Onegin. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.